We're not scraping the bottom of the barrel for this season finale. My beer is a barrel-aged cream stout full of coffee and vanilla. Basically, everything to ensure that Lucas picks my beer.
Well, he may have stacked the deck against me, but once you taste my bourbon barrel-aged beer, it's gonna be a massacre.
This is the battle to end all battles, at least for this season. So let's get into it.
All right, so I brought Massacre from Wolverine Brewing. Wolverine State Brewing Company, as it were. It's an Imperial Dark Lager. Now, the thing about this beer, and you probably can tell, is that it's been dipped in wax. And I kind of feel like that's a little precocious. Like, oh, our beer is so good that we have to dip it in wax so that it can save the flavor of every note and character.
I just want to watch you open this.
This is going to be interesting because I think what I'm going to have to do is struggle with it for about 5 minutes.
Does that mean we're going to have a montage?
I think you have to have a montage. Really keeping in that flavor. I'll shed blood. I don't care.
I don't know if I should duck or cover.
You might want to do both. Okay, I think I have enough that I can... Nope. Let's get a little bit more in there.
I think
Now, see, what this does is it really seals in the flavor. It's going to be really good. You can tell because they put red wax on it. It's been sealed like a note from a king. Now, what this does is it seals in the flavor. Oh, look at that. And only 10 seconds later, we've opened the bottle.
Just leave it.
Okay.
I don't want you to knock it over.
Now all we would need is for it to overflow when I pour it. There we go.
Nice job.
Delicious liquid. Sealed with wax so that the flavor does not dissipate.
Oh yeah, there's bourbon there. I can smell it.
Oh my God, it smells so good. 14.5% alcohol by the volume, by the way.
Holy crap on a cracker. It's not too overpowering, which I like, because I hate it when, we've talked about this before when we've had a beer. I hate it when the bourbon just like mass everything.
Yeah, you might as well drink bourbon at that
Yeah,
moment.
you want it to blend and to hold your beer up. Push it to new levels.
It's nice and smooth too. Not too carbonated, but still gets a nice little head. Leaves some lacing. Enjoyable.
Kind of, I almost get like some cherry flavor a little bit from it, but it almost tastes like a red ale in a way, but it's enjoyable. I mean, I like the bourbon. It goes well. Well, we're going to score it, board it, and we'll come back with my beer. Lucas, my selection is a bourbon barrel aged version of Toonilla from Dark Horse Brewing Company. And that is a regular staple that they have that's brewed with their own in-house coffee. So I believe we both had Toonilla.
That's interesting. I wonder, how does a brew house end up making their own coffee? You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
For things just like this.
I guess so.
Just like this.
I mean, you'd want quality control, I suppose.
Look at that nice head. Look at that color.
It smells so good, though. I get a little bit of the coffee, but it's more vanilla, yeah. I guess that's probably why it's called Toonilla. It's like you put a little bit of chocolate in your coffee, but it's good coffee. It's not like oh, I stopped at Starbucks and I got the worst cup of coffee I've ever had. This is good coffee.
Are you tasting the vanilla? Because I think the vanilla gets kind of hidden.
Yeah, I think I smell it more than I taste it, honestly.
And definitely the bourbon is like muted. I don't get much. I think there's a lot going on here, so I think it's kind of lost in the mix a bit.
Interestingly,
7.5.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Interestingly, 7.5%. So I wonder if the ABV is not affected much by the bourbon barrel age process.
Yeah.
Because typically you get more ABV and BBA.
I get a little malty and a little bitterness on the front too.
It's good though. It's definitely good. That said, let's score it and then we'll board it.
Lucas, it's time for the beer board update.
Yes.
We have a new number 1 and a new number 2. Both beers make the board at the top. Massacre, number 1.
Ho!
Toonilla, bourbon barrel aged. Number 2. Lucas, we've had 2 delicious beers. Let's talk about them a little bit in depth. Let's start with our number 2, the Toonilla. My beer, your thoughts, please.
Yeah. So Toonilla was good. I mean, it was smoother, creamier, thicker of body as far as regular Toonilla versus bourbon barrel aged Toonilla goes. However, the bourbony flavor was completely absent for me.
I think if I didn't know it was a bourbon barrel beer, I don't think I would be able to
guess that
on my own. Yeah. It didn't have those characteristics that we typically look for in one of those. But I mean, it tasted great. It had like a smooth flavor. I like the blend of all the flavors.
The coffee was good in it too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good beer. I mean, it's number 2. I mean, this was a good beer.
That's true.
What about our winner?
I think what sets this one apart from at least Toonilla is that this actually, when you think of a bourbon barrel aged beer, I think most people are thinking of what this tastes like, even if they've never had it before. This is what I dream about when I think of BBA. It is perfectly aged as far as like not being too bourbony. It's evened out by those other characteristics that make it easily drinkable.
Yeah, the bourbon is very strong, but it's not overpowering. I mean, everything else is there. It's a good overall blend of flavors.
I think if I had to give it a negative, I'd say that it's been dipped in red wax to seal the flavor. It's its own child safety precaution because you cannot open this unless you are sober. So just keep that in mind.
That's true. So, as we always like to say, if you like the show, please subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can check us out on Facebook at Battle of the Beer, or we're on Twitter at BOTB_show.
And don't forget to hit that little bell icon. It's going to notify you every single time that we upload a video, including those little solo flights that we like to do. So awkward, but it's okay. We want to say thank you so much for watching Season 2. This is the finale, and what a way to go out. We got a new number 1. We got a new number 2. I can't think of a better way to go out.
That's right. Absolutely. So as we'd like to say, thank you for watching, and join us next season for another Battle of the Beer.
He was the cameraman. What the hold for dog? Who here has a felony?